Hi, everybody. Um, Welcome. So, it's the first part in the series that I love to call Little Beginnings, and I hope you enjoy it. The other day, I was with a younger friend of mine, and more like a mentee, and we're just talking, chatting away like that. And all of a sudden, I saw in the pack of books he had a novel which was written by none other person by my humble self. A novel that I wrote, you know, now long ago. Way back in 2006, I was just done with secondary school. And you know the way it is, UTME was not smiling so well with me, and I was home. A couple of my friends were no longer available. Football was no longer fun. And boredom was the order of the day, basically. So I got tired of just sitting around and loafing, and I found this 20 leaves exercise notes in the house, and I decided to pen something down just to pass time, just to pass time, because I was so unprepared for this and not really expecting anything meaningful out of it. I could not be creative. So what I wrote was just my own story, actually, my real life experience about some of the things I had seen. I created 12 chapters out of that experience, and that was it. After writing those chapters, the book was filled up, of course, but I just tucked it away somewhere, and I never looked at it until nearly a year after. So there was this program in church, and I don't know why I just felt like taking that book. I mean, I had no reason whatsoever of taking it. I had no plans of reading it because, as far as I was concerned, it was a boring story. I thought it was boring. But then we got to camp, and this old friend of mine saw the book and passionately begged me to allow him read it. Because I counted it as nothing, of course I gave it to him, and then he went to read. I continued with my life, as it were. A couple hours later, he came back, and it was all over the place. Guy, oh boy, now you like that thing? Oh boy, you guys publish them, and it was so passionate about it and so serious. I mean, we were teenagers back then, so young, and he talked to me as though he had read the best piece he had ever seen from anywhere. And ladies and gentlemen, that was the first time anybody ever told me about publishing. He was the one who told me I had to get the work published. And because of how passionately he spoke, I couldn't shake off his words. I couldn't shake off the idea until one day I finally landed myself somewhere. And I found a book, and I found a phone number which belonged to the publisher of the book, and I had to call him. The funny thing about that was that the publisher I called lived just a little over an hour away from where I was at the time. Long story short, I met with the publisher, and he practically abandoned all the work he had at the time just to attend to my work. When I tried to, kill my own self by telling him I had no money and I could not pay for publishing and all that, what he told me was that he wouldn't mind publishing for me for free and paying me as the writer. It was too good to be true. I mean, I could not believe my ears. A story that I wrote out of boredom, someone is going bonkers over it and offering me meaningful amounts of money, at least at that age. And it kind of struck a chord in my heart that there are so many things that God has put in us that we count as nothing. There are a lot of things we do as pastime. That's what we love to call it. and we do not know that potential money spinners have been placed in our hands. From that singular experience, I've grown to become more confident about my writing, and because of that, I've had the privilege of writing better pieces from them. I've been privileged to prepare textbooks. I've been privileged to prepare workbooks. I've been privileged to prepare even continuous assessment materials for schools. All because of what I thought was nothing, a little beginning. So, my dear friend, I beg you today to look into yourself. There is something in you that you need to work on. It might be your passion for anything, something that probably someone is even making fun of you over. If it is something you love to do, please give your best to it. Of course, it's going to be raw and rough at the beginning, but the idea is that you grow with it and become better as time goes on. I don't know too many things, but this one thing I know: a man's gift makes way for him. Don't let your gifts die. Thank you very much and have a great day. Bye bye. My God, he hold me down. Now I know for shout, cause I'm gonna be alright. Uncle Suru, still got a long way to go. I know when you said you know, say not true. Gotta do what you gotta do. Suru, lying bow. Suru, they say if I need to face, I'm gonna become a big star. Big star. Say I'm daydreaming. This is shine like you know it. I will keep the faith alive. Oh, yeah. One day the world will realize. God is make a way for me. Make a way for me. Oh, and I saw. They say it's gonna be a big hit. I'm gonna become a big star.